Assalamu alaikum and good day everyone. I hope you are all doing well today. Indeed, it's a pleasure to be here and share this learning experience with you. We are fourth year students from BSBA Marketing Management from the subject Personal Finance, and today we will be conducting an interview as part of our subject requirements. The purpose of this interview is to learn about personal financial practices and retirement planning, particularly from someone who has successfully secured financial stability after retirement. And now, we are very honored to have with us Mr. Kenny P. Matilindo, who has generously agreed to share his experiences and lessons learned from his financial and retirement journey. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Shukran, good sir, for welcoming us and allowing us to have this conversation with you today po. By the way, I am Sarifa P. Mantok, and with me are my group members po. So during this interview, each member of our group will take turns asking one question. So, tatanong po kami isa-isa, sir. Simple questions lang naman din po siya regarding your personal experiences with regards to your retirement journey. So, before we officially begin, may we ask po if you are comfortable and ready to start po, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, so, at this point, I would like to give the opportunity to my group members for the question.
Start with our first question. So, of course, we'd like to know more about yourself. One question. May you share with us a brief overview of your background, including the work or profession you were engaged in before your retirement?
Actually, talking of the overview of my work as teacher, I teach in the private school for 26 years and 12 years in the government, total of 38 years of teaching. So, I have been teaching in many schools in Cotabato. First is from Datupiang, 3 years, Central Maguindano Institute, down to Harbardian, to Sharif Kabunsuan College, to Rasida High School, then to Kitfi, then the last private school where I have taught is Head Start College. I have been teaching at the CCSPC way back 1999 to 2001, 3 semesters under the presidency of Tilendo. So that's all for my work as a teacher.
After hearing your wonderful background, it's quite overwhelming to us. I just want to ask if at what age did you start planning for your retirement and what motivated you to begin?
Actually, since I do not know that only 15 years having a pension at the government services, but unluckily I only served 12 years, so I do not receive anything. So I really plan, at age 60, I really plan to have many things about my children, to let them finish their studies, and in myself, I have to prioritize the 3 basic needs, human needs. Then, after that, when I heard that I do not receive any amount for my pension because I only have 12 years of service in the government, then a very sad story in my life. So, how do I budget it? But still, I survived.
Since you are a retired teacher po, is that my question po is, what financial strategies or habits did you consistently practice during your working years? For instance po, your saving, budgeting, or avoiding debt?
Actually, any individual is planning to have a savings, actually. But in my case, since I have been teaching 26 years in the private, wherein my children are still studying, the 2 daughters are NDU, and you know what is NDU, a dollar school. So I have difficulties in budgeting, in savings, whatever. Then what I plan for them is, while I am in the private, I do not hold any salary do I have. I give it to my wife, and she will be the one to take over whatever things. I do not want burdens in my mind. So that is the nice way for you gentlemen who plan to marry. You give responsibility to your wife and not you to budget. Because in my case, I am teaching, then I am budgeting, so it's difficult for me. A burdens to my mind. So the best thing there is, whatever happens, whatever amount you have, you turn it over to your wife, and she will be responsible for the budgeting. And that is what I did, and where we succeed. That my youngest is about to graduate this year. It's no longer my problem. It is the problem of her 2 sisters who are working with the bar.
The question is, how did you manage your income to ensure that you could save regularly? Did you follow a specific budgeting method?
Actually, everybody needs budgeting. But what is important there is avoid extravagancy. if you have, you only purchase what is badly needed. Do not buy anything that is not needed so much at home or anybody in the family. So, prioritize your basic needs. That is how I manage. Ayoko yung mga extravagant na gamit. Basta at least, we can eat, we can sleep, and they can study. That's really my own way of budgeting.
So here's my question. Did you invest in anything like land, business, insurance, pension plans, cooperative, and etc. that help secure finances after retirement? If yes, you can share how you decided on those investments.
So actually, I have so many plans. If only I reached 15 years in the government. But what I did here, every time I ask my wife, whatever amount we have to invest a land. And actually, we bought a piece of land at Tamontaka, posting 95,000. That is 15 by 15 square meter. Then another one is in Timaco Island. We purchased 400 square meter. That's amounting to 100,000. And that's only how I manage this in order that I can invest. When it comes to material thing that is not really needed, I don't mind it. Now, my purpose in investing or buying those lots there is for the children in the future, not for me.
So sir, I have another question. So did you face any financial challenges before or after the retirement? So how did you handle it, sir? How did you manage those challenges, sir?
Yes. Now, talking of financial challenges, I have lots of challenges. Now, while teaching in the private, it is a very little amount I am receiving. Then the question there is, how do I manage it? So, the same thing I have told you already on the previous question, that before these things, before and after my retirement, my challenge there is, after I retired, I still have an account at the GSIS of 61,000, wherein I do not receive any pension. But because of my wife is wise enough, she do not tell me all those savings of what I have given to her, then she paid my back accounts at the GSIS. Carefully, so that my bank account will be paid soon. So actually, the 61,000 is paid 1 year after.
What mindset or discipline do you believe contribute most to your financial stability today?
First, to do there is self-control. Control your mind to enjoy anything that is not so important. It's part of your educational life. Then, aside from that, as I told a while ago, on question, I think question number 4, prioritize. Everything you do, you have to prioritize your basic needs. And that is the discipline I do have ever since. I do not buy those things that is not so important, provided I can still save a little. Remember the future. Do not think only the present or the past, but remember the future. You will be spending more on the future, so you need to save if ever you engage in any business you have. Prioritize the basic needs. That is what I do.
The question is, do you still engage in any income-generating activities now that you are retired? Example, small business, selling goods, etc.
Actually, for me, I do not have anything. I do not have any business. My business is just in the house. Since my 2 daughters do not want me to engage another teaching because this CSU is hiring for me a part-time science teacher, but they do not like. They want me to rest for the rest of my life. So since I am 69 years old, they really want me to rest. Then, another thing there, the only business is water vendor. My wife bought it for immediate needs for my children, if ever. Then, yun lang ang business na ano namin. Whatever, wala na. Maliban pa doon.
For the 9 question, Sir Kennedy Matulindo, how do you manage your expenses now as a retired individual?
In my case, since I do not receive any pension from the government, kung ano lang yung meron, yun lang ako. Simple life. I want only simple life. Because I do not have anything to budget. I do not have anything. I only receive any amount from my children who are working. So that's enough for me. Anyway, I do not aspire to get those luxury things which I do not have the capability to avail it. So, kung ano yung meron, yun lang ako. Practical. Huwag tayong mangarap na hindi natin kaya. Ganun, sa business ninyo, kung halimbawa magka-business kayo after graduation, yun lang ilalagay nyo sa utak nyo. Mangarap ng mataas na hindi natin kaya. So, what is available?
For the final message po na para sa amin, what is your, ano po yung may babahagi po, final message para sa amin. So, when the time comes, ay hindi kami ma-stress when it comes to money.
Good. So, to avoid the stress ang gusto nyo. So actually, I have only one word here as my final message or wisdom. The word faithful. Now, the first F there is fear of Allah. Do what is obligatory and do not do what is the forbidden. A, acceptance. You accept either bad luck or good luck, and it is the will of the Almighty. I, integrity. Anything you do, you integrate Islam by just saying Bismillah. T, trust, tiwala. You trust yourself first before others. So H, honesty is the best policy. Avoid telling lie. Just tell the truth. Second F, firm. Lahat ng decision mo, firm ka. Hindi mabago ng kahit sino kundi ikaw. Another is factual. Ay ebidensya. You gather facts and data before you say something, before you conclude. So you, unconditional love to yourself, unconditional love to your business, unconditional love to your both parents, your elders and your younger sister and brother. Walang kupas na pagmamahal, I mean. Mahalin mo yung sarili mo. Kasi if you do not love yourself, you may be insane. You can do anything that is out of your mind. Ito lang yung may pabaon ko sa inyo. Through your business and anything you want to do, huwag alisin ang salitang faithful.